Hello, everyone. I see that we are live. It is Sunday evening, the 4th of August. We are well and truly in the second half of the year now, so it's going to be Christmas before we know it. I know I shouldn't say that, but it just is, right? It's going so quickly this year. I hope everyone is well and you've had a really great weekend. I'm just going to quickly go through. There's not as many comments here tonight. I noticed that Friday nights are usually start out busier. I don't know why. Maybe everyone's just excited to get into crafting after a big week. I don't know what it is. I do actually end up, funnily enough, with more views on a Sunday night live than I get on a Friday night live usually. But on at the beginning of the actual live, it's slower. So I don't know. Everyone might still be enjoying their weekend. What do you think it might be? How are you, Margaret? I see you were here nice and early today. We have Suzanne and Donna, and Judy was here earlier, but then I see that she's headed off to bed. She's over in Florida, so actually, hang on, have I got that right? Kansas, sorry, in the US. I'll just say that. I'm thinking of Ronnie. Ronnie's in Florida. I get those two mixed up. I don't know why. But Judy went off to bed, but she'll watch the replay. And Judy, can I thank you for your very kind message offering to that you're saying prayers and thinking of everyone, because we've got a few people in our group here that haven't been well. So thank you for your wishes. That's lovely. Hello, Sheila. How are you? Nice to have you with us. Cherie is here. How are you, Cherie? Hope you're keeping warm up there in Queensland. Who else do we have? Just going through and seeing other comments that have been made. I can't quite read them all, but it's not as bad, like I said, tonight as some nights. It's so many things. I can't even bring myself to start naming people because I know I'm going to have to leave too many people out. Oh, Donna's here. Hi, Donna. Spotlight has a sale. Oh, my goodness. Do you know, though, did you know, Donna, that the Tombow glue, the green, or some people call it the green glue or multi-purpose adhesive, Tombow is cheaper from Stampin' Up than it is from Spotlight. It's more expensive at Spotlight. It's around the $13 mark, I think, at Spotlight, and it's only $10 from Stampin' Up. So there you go. So if you're ordering other things, then that makes the postage worthwhile on it. So just something good to know that it's actually cheaper to buy a Tombow from us. Okay, Margaret is here. Margaret Griffith as well. Hello, Nairi. How are you feeling? Are you doing better? And how is hubby? Hopefully it hasn't hit him too badly. I'm just looking to see if I've got any other questions or anything. Chris is here telling me we had 4 minutes to go. That was a few minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. More than that, actually. It's good to know what everyone uses. Me too, Suzanne. I end up coming home with homewares more than craft supplies. The only thing I mostly go to Spotlight for yarn because I love to crochet. So that is mostly what I end up getting at Spotlight. It's usually yarn with me. But we have quite the collection. And the other day we've got a big, like a coffee table. It's actually a box, like it's got storage in the coffee table and it's full of yarn. And I just could not justify. I wanted to start a new project last weekend and I could not justify going out and buying more yarn when I have so much yarn already. So I worked out what I had. I had another 8-ply to in enough colours that I could start a blanket with what I had. I don't know whether I'm going to need more before I finish, but if I do, I can always go get more. But yeah, there's enough yarn there to sink a small ship at some point, possibly a large one. Let me see. Any other comments? Rose, hello. How are you? If I have missed your name, I am so sorry. Janine is here. Katrina's here. Hello, girls. Nice to have you with me tonight. All right. And Deb. Hello, Deb. How are you? So you're better than you were. That's good to hear, Nairi, because that COVID knocks you around. It really does. Ugh. All right. Looking. Has anyone asked me any questions? Barbara is here. Hello, Barbara Johnston. Heather. Hi, Heather. You're in Auckland, Heather. So it's 9. Yeah, you're 2 hours ahead of us. So at this time of year, and actually, I think you guys have daylight savings, same as us. So it should be the same all year round. It should be the same as Sydney and the east coast of Australia. Looking to see any other important comments that I've missed. So many. Joan, Marilyn, hi. I know I've missed some people and I'm so sorry. Hello, Julianne. Oh, and on Friday night, I did notice a couple of people had requested to join the private VIP group. And my apologies when this video is finished, the first thing I'm going to do is accept those requests. So if you did request, I know Julianne, I think yours was already accepted, but I had a couple of other ladies that had dropped their email addresses, and I have to copy those into my email newsletter stuff. So there we go. Moira, hi. Gail, hi. Okay, and Leslie. All right. Got a good crowd. Let's switch over to the desk and get going, because otherwise I'll be here all night just saying hello to people. I have my catalogue here and ready, just because it's always good for me to have it here and remind myself to talk about different things. The main thing I wanted to tell you guys before we start tonight is that come Tuesday, which is only the day after tomorrow, right, we have a sale, a 15% off designer series paper sale. And there is actually a flyer, and I've got it here, as you can see, that actually shows all the papers that will be on sale. So basically it's all the designer series papers in the annual catalogue, but excluding the specialty papers. Now, the specialty papers are the ones like with gold foil or the embossed bits or the die cut bits. Those are a different price point, and so those are not included in this sale. But the designer series papers, the regular ones that are normally $21.75, are going to be 15% off. And it might not make a huge difference if you're only ordering one pack of paper, but if you're ordering multiple packs of paper, you could save quite a few dollars. So that would be, that's a really great way to go. And then I thought on Friday night, was it Rose? I think it was Rose that was asking about sympathy cards. And sympathy cards, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again for anyone who hasn't heard me say it. Sympathy cards are something you should always have stash of, because when you need a sympathy card, you don't feel like making one. And I think that, for obvious reasons, that goes without saying. But there's a few things to getting sympathy cards right, and I thought we would do, as Rose requested, sympathy cards tonight. Just to give you guys some ideas. Now, the first thing is I think paper or colour choice is a big thing. Okay, obviously you don't want to go too bright and crazy. There is a couple of exceptions to that, which I'll quickly touch on. But for the most part, you want to keep your colours fairly soft. Okay, white is fine. You can go white on white and throw in some embossing, and that looks really, really lovely. And when I say embossing, I mean dry embossing, so with an embossing folder. But the other thing that I think is important to remember is that you need to take, okay, I'm going to go back on something I said already. There's a couple of caveats. First of all, if you have a need for a particular card for a particular person, so you do know who it is that you're making the card for, that might change the way you make your card. For example, I've just told you to keep your colors soft, but in some cases, like for example, if the person who's gone has had a particular love of a particular color, you might want to take that into account. Okay, so that would be an exception to making, you would in that case want to make a card specifically like when you needed it, not to have it in your stash, but as you go. Yeah, monochromatic I think works really well too, Jody. I think that's right. Oh, I'm sorry, Donna. That's very sad. I mean, this is something that we don't talk about particularly. But I recently had to go to a funeral when I came back from my Mexico trip. The 2 days after we got back, I had my cousin's funeral, and she loves sunflowers and yellow. So quite a few people were wearing yellow at the funeral, and that's sort of going against the whole black and grey kind of a theme that most people tend to wear dark or black to a funeral. But if you know the person had a particular love of a particular colour, and I remember going to another funeral years and years ago, a friend of mine had a motorbike accident, and his girlfriend wore bright yellow because that was his favourite colour, and it was a dress he particularly loved on her. So, that changes things a little bit, okay? So That sounds lovely, Jody. That beautiful card. So Jody said she received a beautiful card in silver, a condolence card. So yes, silver, and you can go to the metallics as well. That's something else you can throw in. But here's something else I like to do is I like to stick with either, for the most part, soft colors and either scenes or something from nature. For some reason, these, like, they have that beautiful reflective quality to them, and I think that makes them quite a thoughtful theme. And I think thoughtful is what we're going for at a time like this, right? So see, there you go. So you wore red because that suited that occasion. Exactly. That's exactly right. So I'm so sorry about the slightly somber topic tonight, but we did get asked to do some sympathy cards. And so with that in mind, it makes sense to lean into some pattern paper. And seeing as we have the sale starting this week anyway, I thought, well, that's probably a really good idea. So let's have a look. We do have some here that have a softer, like the country lace. This has some very soft colors. We've got basic beige, smoky slate, midnight, sorry, what is it? Misty moonlight, and petal pink. And those are kind of the colors that are in there. And all of those would lend themselves quite well. Some of the country woods, but then you may not want the rustic feel of that. So, you know, possibly not. I would probably skip over, unless I was going for something very specific for someone who loved a particular color. I'd probably be skipping over something like Full of Life and probably even Mediterranean Blooms. These are very bright, but perennial lavender would work really well. Okay, so that makes sense, right? So there you go. So your mum wanted you to wear blue, and had requested, and your dad requested bright, happy colors. So that's those are exceptions to. There's no real rule, and you need to sort of go with what works. But sometimes I still think that you want to have a stash of sympathy cards on hand for those non-specific, you know, when you don't have particular requests or you don't have a particular color you want to work with, well, then just go with your soft colors. So because of the whole nature theme and the soft colors, I think the best one we have right now is probably the Thoughtful Journey paper, because that has those beautiful scenes. So get my Thoughtful Journey paper. It has the beautiful scenes. Also Winter Meadow. This Winter Meadow set also has some beautiful, soft kind of scenery type stuff. So, you know, you've got your pine trees, the grey on the white. In fact, what I'll do, this is actually beautiful paper. This is absolutely stunning. I mean, you could go with these kind of naturey kind of things, and that would work really well. I'm going to open this pack. Because this has been a favorite paper of mine for some time, but because it's a carryover paper, I don't think it's probably got as much attention in the catalog this year, because it's returning. You know, it's one that's come back. But these would work well, okay, obviously, and they're fairly soft as well. I mean, you've got your soft kind of blues and grays. You've got like deer in the forest here. That would work with sympathy. In fact, you could put a beautiful banner on it and emboss it, like heat emboss it in silver, and silver would look really lovely with this. I do normally stay away from black for a card. It's funny, isn't it? Like we don't have any problem wearing black clothing, but I did one time make a black card, you know, a card that had a fair bit of black in it for a sympathy card, and it wasn't well received by, I mean, it was by the person that I gave it to, but I had other people tell me, oh no, that seems wrong. So I'm very, very careful with what I choose when it comes to color for sympathy cards. But you know, some of like these probably a little bit bright, maybe, I don't know. It's up to you. It's very personal. So of all the cards that we make, I think that sympathy cards are probably the most personal kind of cards. I mean, even having pine trees in the background, that's not so bad. And this is very, very beautiful. It's actually my favorite paper in this pack. I think that's absolutely gorgeous with it's got garden green and a bit of pretty peacock in there as well, and blueberry bushel. It's gorgeous. And you could certainly work with that. The blue on the back is quite bright, but, you know, that might be like, you know, if somebody particularly loved blue, that might be a color you might use for them. And then, you know, some misty pine trees. So this paper, Suzanne, is called Winter Meadow, and it is normally $21.75, but it will be 15% off in the sale on Tuesday. Okay, and from Tuesday till the end of the month. So, but they have warned us that it'll be while supplies last. So if anything sells out during the period, if you particularly loved a paper, I wouldn't be waiting too long, because if it sells out, you may not be able to get it at the special price, because when it comes back in, if it comes back in after the end of the month, then it will go back to the normal price. So, oh, I'm so sorry, Jody. I don't want to make... Oh, I won't. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I'm very sorry about that. All right, let's just move on instead of talking about it and actually make a card. I think that's probably a good idea. And I love the Thoughtful Journey paper as well, as I said. But I haven't decided which one I wanted to use tonight. Let me just pull out a couple of these now. I mean, any of these would be beautiful, really. I'd probably stick with the scenery sides, not the abstract sides. I did make a card recently with this one, and I thought that was a sympathy card. I thought that worked really well. So am I... Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have... Anyway, it is something, even though it's very emotional and it's something that no one likes to talk about, it is something we do need to kind of cover from time to time, because I think cards... See, now there's a beautiful... This would be beautiful as a sympathy paper. That probably is my favorite of the ones I've looked at so far. I do like... Some of them are more... like there's a bit more brightness to this one, but it's not too bright. You've still got enough soft color in there that it would work. So, all right. But I am leaning towards this one because I think it's really, really beautiful. And I'm going to throw some white in there as well, because I think that's a really nice option. So let's start with a basic white card base. And I've got some basic white here, and I'm also going to do a bit of embossing, and I haven't decided yet which part of this I want to go. So I'm making this up as I go along. We'll just see what happens here. It is gorgeous, isn't it, Elaine? Absolutely beautiful paper. That's right. Hello, Jamie. Nice to see you tonight. All right. All very serious tonight, aren't we? Goodness me. I guess it is the theme. All right. Now, I could use either side of this paper, because, you know, the one with the larger trees is nice. The one with the smaller trees is nice, and lots of sky. For this, because of being a sympathy card, I feel like lots of sky is a really nice option. So let's go with that. And then the other thing I would do with sympathy cards is I would keep them pretty simple. I wouldn't go crazy with a sympathy card. I just don't think you need to. So I'm actually going to cut a tiny bit off the bottom of this, about 1 centimeter. Let me see how tall this is on my card. I actually want that to be... I'm thinking about bringing it down a little bit more. So I'm going to cut it at 6 centimeters across. So it's getting a thinner strip now. I'm going to take a bit off the top until I'm happy with it. So you really could go as simple as this, add a greeting, and that might nearly be enough. Okay, you really don't need to have a lot. You could... I think simple works really well with a card like this. All right, so you want the message and the thought to be the most important thing, not just that the card is, you know, particularly gorgeous. But I'm actually thinking about adding a little bit of, like I said, like some embossing. And I haven't decided... I think I will cut a shape first, and I haven't decided what shape to have. Maybe let's grab a... Like I said, let's keep it simple. And I'm thinking about throwing in some stylish shape dies. I don't want to cover up too much. This might be about right, because I don't want to lose too much of my design. And normally I put a mat behind this. I don't even know if I want to do that. I could, but I haven't decided if that's what I want to do. I'm going to cut a circle from this. going to, because I like white on white. I think it's really rather beautiful. And I'm thinking, what embossing folder will I use? I want to use something that has a fairly simple. This would actually be nice. This kind of this is called Dashing Designs. This particular one, that is quite nice. Maybe not quite what I'm going for. This is probably one of my all-time favorites. In fact, that might be the one I want. This is the Distress Tile, which I just love. I'm actually going to emboss this whole piece because it's just beautiful. And it doesn't matter where you put it. You don't have to have the pattern like right in the middle or anything like that. We're just going to emboss it. Now, this is a, and I think some of you know this, this is a, what do we call it? 3D embossing folder. So we need to get rid of all of our platforms, and I'm just going to have platform number 1. I'm actually going to pop this on top of platform number 1. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see a bit better. And you can probably see a ton of mess, but oh well. I'm getting rid of my cup of tea. I don't want to bump that. All right, and then I just need to add my plate on top. My, what do you call it? Please tell me I haven't lost it again. I just bought this week. It hasn't arrived yet. I just bought myself a new, what do you call those things? Specialty plate for embossing. And as soon as I did that, I found my other plate. Of course I did. But like as I said the other day, if you ever want to find something, just order another one of it and the first one will show up. Because that's Murphy's Law. That's how it works. All right. So I have got one more piece to cut, I believe. So this is going to go right here. I love this, and it's going to go right about there. You want to keep it pretty simple. So we could just, you know, I could go even more simple if I wanted to, but I'm actually going to, I'm going to keep this white. I could sponge over it and add some color, like maybe some misty moonlight. That would look really beautiful, but I'm not going to. And I'm going to make this a sympathy. Now from, just thinking, we've got in the Unbounded Love stamp set, not that one. The butterflies also are surprisingly nice for sympathy cards. So a good butterfly set is always a handy thing. But I'm going to use the one here that says with sympathy from this set. And let me just find it. This. Oh, you're so welcome, Ali. This is a great group. Even if I'm busy crafting, everybody else is so nice that they will look. It's like I know that they're going to look after any newbies. Anybody else who comes into the group and is new is always welcome. Let me just find. I've got this block, but I think it's a bit big. I'm just going to grab a C block. There we go. Let's see. Here's a little tip too. You might notice I quite often, when I'm putting my stamps onto my blocks, I put them onto a piece of paper. The photopolymer stamps, not the rubber ones, but the photopolymer ones like to stick sometimes to the glass. And so when you go to attach them, sometimes it's tricky because they stick more to the glass sometimes than they do to the block. So, all right. So this is going to go on here just because it looks pretty. Like that. And then I'm going to have another piece going across, and I'm just deciding, this is how wide this is. So maybe let's do it. Let's do it on here. I'm going to use some Versamark ink. And yes, I should be using my embossing buddy, but who knows where that is right now. I'm not going looking for it. So I'm just going to pop this right here. And you probably won't be able to see anything. It's not very riveting. Oh, you can kind of see it. Oh, it's not very riveting video with Versamark. Versamark looks like you've done nothing because it's clear and sticky. All right, so then I'm going to bring in my embossing edition kit, and this is white embossing powder, and I'm going to pour that over the top and tap it off, and you can see that it has covered my word. Now, I didn't quite, sometimes I just tap over it with my finger really gently, because sometimes it doesn't stick as well as you'd like it to, and that's probably because I didn't ink it as well as I should have. I should have been a bit more careful with my Versamark. That's not too bad. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this back into the tub so we have no mess left behind. Now, what was, I'm so sorry, I haven't been watching very well with the comments. I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you, Leslie. Well, it's mutual. I love all of you guys popping in as well. I don't know what I'd do with all of you without all of you either. So, all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop my heat tool on, and we're going to, oh, hang on. Before I do that, I notice there's a couple of little strabies that I can get rid of. Right, try again. That's better. Your white doesn't stick. The white ink, do you mean, or the white powder? Which one, Sheila? I do a lot of embossing. Well, that's because we are all very blessed, are we not, to have great crafting friends? Now, to be honest, that's not my best embossing job ever, but it will do for this for right now, and I may redo it later. But I'm thinking I will use probably this die here. Let me see, does that sit on there? Yeah, it sits on there, okay. And I'm going to run that through my cut and emboss machine and cut out my sympathy little statement there, my sentiment. Bump the table, sorry about that. All right, so I'm just going to pop that out. Now, just something to bear in mind when you're doing a sentiment, if you have a word that is like a cursive font like this, and then you've got another word like a mixed font, so you've got one that's straight across and one that's sort of a little bit all over the place, line your stamp up with the top, your die with the straight part of the, so I lined it up with the word with, not with the word sympathy, because sympathy, it doesn't really matter as much. So I'm going to pop this on here. And I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals behind that. Yes, it's true. Embossing powder does go off from time to time. Just making sure that it's not going to matter which way I put this. That is correct. That's right, Elaine. I've found the same. Now, do we think we like this just on here, or do we think we need a mat? Do we need a mat behind? What do you think? Does anyone have any thoughts on that, or do you think it doesn't matter? Yes, Versamarks do need to be re-inked. Sometimes, though, I've had a few Versamarks. I've actually got a couple in my drawer. I probably need to get rid of them because they get yucky after a while. So this one is from a couple of years, or probably several years ago. Look at the color of it. It's yuck. Whereas this one was open, I usually put the date on the back, 25th of July last year. So it's just over a year old, and you can see the difference in the pad. So this one probably just need, I could re-ink it, but to be honest, with Versamark, it's one of those ones that I almost feel like I'd just rather chuck it if it gets really yucky. So, yeah. Because I had the experience one time, no mat, a mat, yes mat, try mat, mat behind the DSP, a mat. Okay, most people are saying a mat. Okay, let me have a look. And the first person was Suzanne, and she said mat. All right, so let's grab a piece of Night of Navy here, and I'm gonna do a small mat. Sometimes if you just want like to highlight something, but you don't want it to be very big, using a small mat is a great way to go. So a normal mat for me would be 0.5 centimeter on each side, like 0.5 centimeter bigger on each side, but I want a smaller one in this case. So so my piece of paper is 6. So I'm probably going to go about 6.3, not 6.5, which would be my normal size. So let's see. How does that look? Yeah, that's not bad actually. And so this piece now, how big is this? This is 13.3, so I'm going to make it 13.6. So I'm going 3 millimeters on each side, bigger. And that way it'll be a small mat, so we're not committing to quite as bigger. That looks better. That's good. Okay, let me grab some Tombow. I've got a whole bunch of Tombows here that are about to finish up, like they're really at the end of their lives. So I'm probably, and this one's almost gone. Still a little bit, but I reckon we might almost, this might be its last night. Come on, out you come. And I'll put it upside down in my glass there and see if I get any more out of it. I keep a glass on my desk usually for that purpose. As you can see, I just sit it upside down there so it can all run down to the bottom so I can get a bit more out of it if need be. All right. Right, so now we have our small mat. And I'm going to just pop this straight down. I'm just going to... It is awesome. It is awesome to feel part of a group. I know, right? And you know what? A lot of us... I know this is not a complaint, but when I went to school, I was bullied quite badly from year 7 to 10. And for those 4 years, this one also needs to go upside down, and let me see if the other one's doing any better. Yeah, it is. And not, and back in that, when you're a teenager, all you want is to belong, right? That's all you want. You don't want, but you know what? Being alone for that period of time and being very isolated, I really now value friendship, and I think that that's something really important. I think it makes you, if you haven't had something, you value it more because of that, right? Do you know what, Donna? I prefer not to. I prefer to replace it because I had a bad experience at a class where I re-inked one for a particular technique and I over-inked it. and we just made the biggest mess with the Versamark. It ended up being a disaster. So that's why I prefer to replace mine. But it's personal, you know. If you feel that yours has been good since 2010 and it still looks fine and it's not that yucky grey colour, because I hate that yucky grey colour, then go for it, okay? You don't need to get a new one. Personally, I get a new one. That's my thing. I don't like having stuff that looks off. All right, so I'm going. So the embossing is on here on this white piece is just to add a little bit of class to this. Yeah, because it's so easy to tell other people what to do, but then when it comes to you, that's why I ask you guys, because I'm perfectly capable of making cards, of course, but yeah. All right, so the question is, do we want a small bow with our iridescent? We don't need to, and because it's a sympathy card, you may not feel it's something you want, but I personally love a small bow on something like this, and I'm going to see if I can make it look good. And if you don't think it looks good, you tell me and we won't have it. If you think no bow. Also, I'm thinking what sort of bling. Possibly we have iridescent pearls. Pearls are nice on because they're soft. We want soft bling on this. We don't want, you know, crazy stuff. All right, so I'm thinking that will go very nicely right about there. No bow, no bow. Thank you. I love it too, Jamie. The embossing is fabulous. All right, the girls are saying no bow. Oh, that's lovely, Sheila. Thank you for saying that. Wow. All right, we won't do a bow, but I'm just going to cut this bow into shape anyway and use it on another card. So I'm going to keep it here and use it later. All right, so we're just going to use some bling maybe. Let me grab my embellishment book, which is right here. So yeah, I would be keeping like Spotlight on Nature is really nice for a sympathy card. You know, you could use those flowers and use a sympathy sentiment. Absolutely beautiful. But I was thinking either iridescent, we could go with like clear iridescent, these clear, I think they're called opals, aren't they, those? And then there's also iridescent pearls, these. Those would be very beautiful as well. So we're going more towards white. The Thoughtful Journey pearls that actually match this paper, they have, there's the, what colors are they? I think this is, I'm not sure about this one. This is Calypso Coral, I believe, and this is Petunia Pop. But I can't remember what the blue one's meant to be Misty Moonlight. They're very light, aren't they? And we also have grey pearls. You like pearls only, no bow, Heather. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking pearls as well. All right. So I'm going to grab just the iridescent pearls, I think. Let me grab. You can use anything, like anything sharp, to grab the. And another, a little one, just up the top there. Okay, no bow. So it's pretty simple, but I think this embossing just helps to elevate it a little bit more and also makes it stand out, the fact that it's a sympathy card. So it's very simple. But the paper, I think this paper is beautiful. And we're looking for, I'm going for something kind of reflective, okay? Can we have a cheerful card after this? Okay. All right, no more sympathy cards tonight. I agree. It's been too sad, and I'm so, so sorry if I've made anyone too sad tonight. And Jody, I hope that you like the card, even though that I know we made you a bit sad. Or I made you a bit sad. Sorry about that. All right, cheerful card. Well, I tell you what, I did go yesterday. Some of you may have seen the card I posted. I went yesterday to a baby shower. So that was pretty nice. I haven't been to a baby shower in absolutely years, and I was invited to a dear friend's. It's actually her daughter-in-law that's having the baby, so she's going to be a first-time grandma. And so it was a lovely afternoon. Just we played a couple of very, very cool games. That's okay, Rose. I hope that's helpful. I know you were asking about this, and it can be very, very difficult, right? All right, I'm just looking at Delicate Forest is another one for cards such as this. You know, another one I pulled out earlier, a spray of like flowers. I just think that is absolutely gorgeous, and you could just, you know, pop those, just do some simple stamping and pop them on a page, maybe put some little pearls or bling in the middle of some of the flowers, and then we've got the other bits and pieces, and that would be beautiful as well. So there are so many ideas, but think soft and think kind of gentle when it comes to these kind of cards. All right, I'm going to pop that one aside, and let's move a couple of bits and pieces out of the way. All right, so seeing as we have a paper sale starting on Tuesday, and everything, by the way, everything you see me using tonight and in all my videos is available for purchase. Okay, so if you see anything that you really want and you don't have a demonstrator, then you're very welcome to reach out to me, and I will try and help you with whatever it is you need. Or if I'm not the right person for you because maybe you're overseas, I can certainly put you in touch with somebody. So you saw the baby card, Suzanne. Thank you. You know what I realized when I went to make a baby card is, so I don't have any baby stamps. I just don't. Nothing that has a baby theme. And I thought of a few things. I thought I could do something with the bee from Be My Valentine. You know, I could do a cute bee card, or I could do a whole bunch of things. And we do know this is a baby boy. So I just decided to go with a blue theme, and I used the country. I can't show it to you because I gave it to them yesterday, but the picture was posted on both my Facebook page and also on my Instagram account. So if you are on either of those, you can take a look. And if you like, I'll post it in my VIP group as well. So if you haven't already, if you're in Australia, you can be part of the VIP group. It's open to anyone in Australia, and that's the address or the name of the group. It's on Facebook, so it's Linda Dolke's private Stampin' VIP group. If you go on there, I post bits and pieces like updates and specials, promotions, and sometimes some, you know, fun things that I've been posting, and I will post the baby card on that group for anyone who hasn't seen it. Okay, so if you're looking for it, that's where you go and just request to join. There's a couple of questions to answer, like, are you in Australia? That kind of question. Okay, so I'd love to hear from you and see you join us. That'd be fun. All right, so let me go back to comments so I can see if anyone's asking me. You need to. Well, if you saw the card that I made, Donna, you could do exactly the same thing but with pink papers, and that would be really nice as well. So, yeah, I was really happy with that card. I'm looking to see what other people are saying. Can we use the Round We Go bundle? You know what? I can. But you know what? Apart from this, which I used on I think I showed you the other night. I used it on a scrapbook page as the sun. There it is. Look, there it is. I thought to make a fun sun. All right. Apart from that, I haven't used this set. So, I mean, yes, I can use it, and I've got no idea what I'm going to do with it. But let's give it a try and see what we can come up with. There's also dies, and the dies are a bit interesting because they will make like rosettes. Like this one here will make a rosette that you can put on, or you can just cut out shapes. These ones here actually cut out the two, that one and that one, cut out the two stamps, and then there's some other smaller ones as well. The other night, not this weekend, but last weekend, we did a sketch from the catalogue on page 22. Remember, this is what we do on Friday nights. We do sketches. And there was this one with all the circles. And I was going to do, oh, let me take that off. Sorry. Let me get rid of that. All right, back to comments. Sorry about that. The set with the sympathy stamp is called Unbounded Love. It's this one here. It's got lots and lots of different greetings. There's dies to match as well, but the stamp set, you don't need to have the dies. You can just use it as it is. But the sympathy that I used is this one here that says with sympathy. Okay, it's a really nice with sympathy. Okay, so this is the one that we did the other night, and I was going to originally use the Round We Go stamp set, but the Round We Go stamp set was out of stock. And I don't like using things that are out of stock because I know quite often that people are watching my videos, they get excited about something they've seen, they want to purchase it, and then for it to be out of stock is really disappointing. So the good news is none of our stamp sets are out of stock. I checked just before I went live, and nothing that that I'm showing you as far as I know is out of stock. There's a couple of little things that are out of stock, like gold foil is out of stock, and fine tip glue pen is out of stock. So there's not much at all, actually. It's really good at the moment, so I'm not complaining about that at all. The other thing is the adhesive dapple dots, which I don't even have, and the clear block bundle. Those things are out of stock, and that's it. Everything else is available. So good to know. All right, so some of these make, like this one here actually makes a shape. Like if I was to, let's cut a couple of these so you can see how they look when they come out. And then I haven't even decided what we're going to do with this stuff, but we will work it out as we go. What colors should we use? What do you think? I don't know what colors to use. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the baby card, Nori. Thank you so much. And I'm just looking to see if I've missed any other comments. Yeah, you mentioned it because you know it's back in stock. But you know what? I really haven't got myself organized to use these very much because, like I said, I haven't played with them at all. So let's pull this out and let's grab some paper. I've got some from the Perennial Lavender, which is one of the sets that's going to be on sale. And I'm going to cut this die here. Actually, I'm wondering if I should just do it out of a piece of white so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, maybe not white. What color shall we do it? Let's do another color. I'm going to do, this is Pool Party, one of my favorite colors. Actually, probably this and Pretty Peacock are my two favorite colors right now. But Pool Party's been my favorite color for years. And then Pretty Peacock came along this year and made me think I like that one too. I like my blue greens. All right, so let's play with this really, really quickly. And I want to see what we can do. So you fold it one way and then the other. So it's like a concertina. So it'll take a little while to do it, but and you know, probably should be folding this with a bone folder as well as I go. Now you've got one side has got like a curvy edge and the other side's got a sharper edge on the other side. So it depends on which way you want. You can have it going either way. And what we should do is have a look at the samples in the, whenever I'm playing with a set for the first time, I look in the catalogue to see, well, what did they do with it? And then I get inspired and I run off and do things myself. So that's always a good starting place if you wanted to go and check. So can you see all the score lines that are here that I'm folding on? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. There you go. And we're just going to fold it all the way along. The thing is, I know once I start playing with this set, I probably won't be able to stop because it looks like a bit of fun. Actually, we could have some fun with this Technique Tuesday, couldn't we? All right, so let's look at the Round We Go set, which is in our bundles. It is not a suite, it is a bundle. Let me find it. And yes, I know I should have looked up the index because then I would find it faster, wouldn't I? There it is. Okay, so you can see they've got some little rosettes there. They've also got some other pieces of just, some of them are just die cuts. They've also got some stamping here. And so you can have a bit of fun with it. But can you see what this is now? And so I'm wondering, do I need 2 of these? I probably do. I would need 2 of these to make one circle. But you could have it as a fan too. So you could make little fans with it if you wanted to. Can you see that? So that's with the sharp side up. If you wanted to, you can have it the other way. And do it from the other side and have like the round side up. So it really comes down to which one you like the best. But you would need 2 of these to make a full circle. Yes. Yeah, maybe even 3 if you want it to be really full. You could get away with 2, but I think 3 would be better because it's going to, and then you'd need to put them down. I would probably cut a circle and stick it onto the circle. That's how I would go about it. So I think rather than starting with this tonight with this shape, I might do this in a Technique Tuesday and we'll go through exactly how to do this. But I do love these other circles here. So let's still have a play and look at these ones. See? This one just does dots. That's rather cool. So that's these ones. Look at that. So I'm just deciding what I want to do here. I'm grabbing some DSP to match the lavender that I grabbed. So this is Highland Heather, this color. I'm going to go 14.3 long by 10 wide, or 4 inches by 5 1/4 if you're in the US. And then this one is going to be a tiny bit. Oh, will I go smaller? This is going to be 9 1/2 by 9 1/2. And it's going to go part of the way across, but not the whole way. I'm going to glue that down. Yes, it could be a good fantail, right? You could have a lot of fun. Oh, you do like that, Jamie, do you? I think you can have a lot of fun with it. And like, I just haven't had the time to play with it. This one's going in the bin. That one's definitely past its best. The other one I reckon I'll still get a bit out of. Throw it in the bin. I've had enough. Let's see. I've got new ones here. Maybe I should just bring those out and just be done with it. Because then I don't have to worry about whether or not there's enough. All right, so we're going landscape for this card. And on here, I'm going to stamp, just for fun, a couple of different shapes. Which way will I go? I think it will be easier to stamp first and then cut after. So I'm going to go and pop this onto a block. We need probably D block for this. And I'm going to do a bigger one. I'm going to cut these 2 out. And I think I'll go up to a darker color. I'm going to go up to Gorgeous Grape, a little bit darker this time. It's a lot of fun. You've used it with very bright. Oh, yeah, it would be good with lots of bright colors, right? And I'm not going very bright tonight, but because it's photopolymer and a little bit more solid, I'm going to pop a matte underneath to get a better stamping result. I'm going quite monochromatic with this rather than, I'm not going to pull in lots of colors. It's just going to be white and purple. Let me see, this one big enough? Yep. We've just got enough room on this white paper. But yeah, lots of bright colors I think would be great. So this one goes here. And that cuts that out perfectly. Now, I didn't re-ink this, and I'm thinking I'm going to fill in. I'm going to turn it. So I've already stamped it, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to line up and do the bits in between. So it's kind of, the whole thing is going to be purple. Can you see what I've done there? And maybe I'll keep this one with the white in between. And let's cut these two. So I'm going to cut these two with my cut and emboss machine. And I'll be right back. I'm just going to run them through. There's one done. I'm just going to do the other one. Now that I've done this piece, I'm thinking I should have done one of the other lavender pieces, like the one that looks like this. That would have been better, I think. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm thinking maybe I'll use cut one of these, and I'm wondering if I should cut it. So I'm thinking about putting these and maybe a different, maybe a darker color here. I don't know. I thought about doing black, but then I wonder if that's too dark. A black, like, little sunburst. I do, Suzanne. But I think you knew that. That's what the black would look like. Is it overdone, do you think? I could do it in dark purple, but I think there's enough white here that we wouldn't want to add any more white. And actually, this is really good to know. I hadn't noticed this, but there's a couple of small circles, like that one and that one. This one's really little, like it's probably like a 1/2 inch circle. I often need small circles for stuff, and we don't have any punches right now that do that. So that actually is very useful, and I can see myself coming back and using those a lot. Do you like the black, Jamie? Is that what you're saying that's great about? We think that the black is effective. Okay. All right. Now, if you wanted to, you could use these little, I love these, but I'm not going to use it on this card. But these ones here just do like a row of dots in a circle. Okay. They don't cut out the shape. They just do the dots like on a background. And there's 2 of those. And then this one looks like it embosses. This is an embossing die. And that does like a starburst. That would be really handy for Christmas cards, this little guy. I could use that for lots of things. So we have a few choices here when it comes to working out where to put our banner. We could do like a a banner that goes across here and put a long, thin greeting on it. We've got some nice ones. We've got happy birthday. We've got hip, hip, hooray. We've got a whole bunch of different ones there, but the long ones would be the happy birthday and the hip, hip, hooray. And then the ones that you want to put on a circle would be like time to celebrate or happiest birthday. So you really could go either way. But I'm kind of looking at this and going, I like the idea of having something really sparkly or shiny in the middle of my big circles there. So let me grab some blingy paper, because we actually do have some Highland Heather in glitter, and I'm thinking that might be a go. But do I have any? I had lots, and do I have any left? We've had so many different glitter papers, like silver and gold and all the different things. But see, I've got, I don't have any of this left, but this is the color I'm talking about. It's all cut letters. I don't have any spots left that I could cut a circle out of. And I think that's all I have left of that. So I won't be able to use that. Glitter paper, Suzanne, if I can find the right glitter paper, then I will do it. I'm just going to pull out all my glitter paper and see if any of that Highland Heather paper is up the back. I've got all the in colours, and those look good, like Virginia Pop and all those colours. But I'm looking specifically for Highland Heather. And I don't think I have any. Oh, I do. I found a bit. Look, found some. So I'm going to cut two circles. I'm going to cut the bigger one, and I'm going to cut the smaller one. I'm wondering if I should do a smaller one for the middle. I might just leave that as it is, but I'm going to cut these two. This is the last scrap of the Highland Heather paper that I have. How good is that? And the silver would have looked good too. But is that still current? I don't know that it is. I have a feeling it's gone. I know the self-adhesive stuff. I'm pretty sure that's gone. The stuff that Leslie bought all the packs of. I just have to bring that up whenever I can, Leslie. Just to give you a hard time. So if you can't buy silver glitter paper anymore, we know whose fault it is. I hope you know I'm joking with you. All right, so this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. All right. Pop those there. What are we thinking? Is this looking okay? Purple glitter paper? Yes, we do have it. It's an online exclusive, and it's a 3-color glimmer paper. I can even tell you. Hang on a second. I will tell you. Give you the number and let you know how much it is in case you want to get some. It's called 3-color glimmer, and the 3 colors it comes in are petal pink, pretty peacock, and Highland Heather. This one. Okay, so that's the one. It's $18.50. You get 2 sheets of each color in 12 by 12 paper, and the number is 162813. Let me pop that in the comments for you. Let me see. So that's the number, and it's $18.50. This is Australian dollars if you're wondering what that price is for 6 sheets. There you go. That's it. All right. So look, this is looking good. I'm liking where this is going, and I'm going to put dimensionals. So this is my first play with the Round We Go set. I mean, I have used the sun before, as I showed you, but I haven't used the stamps and the dies before, the rest of the stamps. Let me pop this right here behind that. Whoop, I just dropped it. Oh, no. Where did it go? Here it is. Found it. Stop looking. I haven't been game to vacuum under my desk for a while because I lost a stamp, and I'm scared that I'm going to stick this one straight on. I'm scared that if I vacuum, I'm going to vacuum up my stamp and it's forever lost. But it's been a few weeks, so really, I probably just need to do it and call it quits because it may not be even here anymore. All right, now this one I'm going to have on dimensionals. 1 and 2 or 3 would be fine. Like so. Now this little guy here, I'm going to put a mini dimensional behind that because the middle of this is a little bit, and you probably could use a black. I could have used a black dimensional behind it too. That would have been smart. Right, like so. And then there are no banner dies in the Round We Go dies, but of course I could go back to the good old stylish shapes and we could use one of those. And I'm thinking probably of this size right about here. So let's, I've got a piece of white, and I'm going to use the gorgeous grape ink again, and I'm going to go with Hip Hip Hooray, or yeah, I think Hip Hip Hooray, because they kind of look a bit like fireworks. You could make fireworks with these. I think that would be rather cool, you know, like for a New Year's Eve or a Happy New Year's. We don't really send Happy New Year's cards, but I guess you could if you really wanted to. Hip Hip Hooray. And I'm going to cut this out with this little die here from the stylish shapes. I always want to call them stitch shapes, but it's not stylish shapes. You lost the little tree dies. Oh, so frustrating, isn't it? When you lose them? It's so frustrating. All right, so I've got this one now all cut, ready to go. And let's pop that right here. I'm going to put that on dimensionals too. 1 and 2. The other thing that I'm very excited about, and those of you who are demonstrators will also, yes, take a sip, indeed. Those of you who are demonstrators will be very excited to know that pre-order for the new catalogue starts for demonstrators on Tuesday, as well as the paper sale. So if you're a demonstrator, it's kind of like we get to double dip on Tuesday because we get our demonstrator discount off the items, but then we also get the Stampin' Up discount as well. So that's pretty cool. The other thing is that I'm going to grab my purple gems. They'll be the right ones for this, I think, don't you? I think Jody would agree. The other thing is that because we have pre-order starting, you know, we can put them all on the same order to save a little bit of postage. And I'm just really happy that, let me see here. I'm just really happy that we'll be able to get all our new goodies from the new catalogue. So very exciting. For those of you who are in my team, if you're watching, I'm glad you like it. For those of you who are in my team, I will be live with you at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's something to look forward to. And we'll go over what's coming up and lots of cool ideas and so forth for you as we're coming into this month. So I also have to put up a teen challenge. Also, I have a little bit of an announcement tomorrow, girls, those of you in the team. So, alrighty, let me see. Where will I put this? I'm going to put one here. And then I'm going to put 2 little ones over here. Okay. Yes, don't forget to order the catalogue. Such a good thing. Hello, friend. Nice to see you. Are you headed home? You already left and on your way north? Is that what you're up to? And bonus vouchers, I know, right? You can redeem your bonus vouchers now as well. So if you earned bonus vouchers, $9 vouchers last month, you can put them all together and take that off and order this month as well. So lots of reasons to put your orders in heading into August and from the 6th in particular. Right, now this is basic white. I don't want basic white. I want basic white thick because that's going to be my card base. So give me 1 second. There we go. That's better. Move that, fold that. This is half a sheet of A4, which I've cut in half, and now I'm folding it in half again. All right, so this is going to go right on here. And as always, it's kind of a made up as we go kind of a card night. I actually find it a lot more fun. Occasionally certainly with Technique Tuesday, I have more of an idea of what I'm going to create. But quite often on these Friday and Sundays, especially Sunday, I'm making it up as I go along. And that's actually more fun for me. I have a lot more fun when I'm just creating as I go out of my head and taking on board your suggestions. And it's a lot of fun for me. There we go. It's a simple enough card. But we've used some of the bits and pieces from the Round We Go set. You've been waiting for the 6th of August, I know, Suzanne, right? It's very exciting. Yeah, we have a lot of girls who are ordering their items out of the new mini catalogue, which is the September to December mini catalogue. Can't wait to show it to you. I'm very excited about it. Lots of cool things in there, lots of fun things that we can play with, and we love that, right? So let me see. Here's my 2 cards we made tonight. This one and this one. What do you think? Quite different, but thank you for all your suggestions and all your help. That's right. I get a surprise too. Exactly, Tanya. It's more fun for me. I think if I had to plan all my cards out before I went live, I think I'd get very bored all the time. So I like the fact that it's a creative session for me, and you guys get to sort of sit in on my thought process as I make these things. So, that works. That works for all of us, right? I just want to show you something. This is a little gift I was given. Some of you might be familiar with Pip Todman, who's a demonstrator in the UK. And this was something she gave me a couple of years ago on one of our incentive trips. But it's so cute. It says, "Thanks for being so amazing." See that? And when you open it up, look how cute this is. I just think this is the cutest little thing. See, look at this. "You're a star." And it's like a little ceramic star. I think it's super cute. I even like the little box it comes in. One of the things I love about being a demonstrator is the community of demonstrators. It's just such a cool group of people. So they are fabulous. Win-win. Exactly, Tanya. Exactly. All right. So some of you girls, I'll see you tomorrow. For the rest of you, I'll probably see you Tuesday, maybe, on Technique Tuesday. And I had an idea of what I was going to do, although I'm thinking about this now. I'm wondering if I should play around with these. But if I don't do that this week, I might do it the following week. More glitter, I know. Yes, there is glitter paper. Don't miss it in the new catalogue. For those of you who are ordering from the new catalogue on Tuesday, so that's demonstrators only I'm talking to, be aware that there is glitter paper in there. It is red and 2 shades of green for Christmas. Absolutely beautiful. And I missed it the first time I went through the catalogue, so you want to check that out. Okay, so it is very, very cool. All right, let me go. Let me see you all. I was going to say, let me see you. I can't see you, but you guys can see me. So I hope everyone has a great week ahead, and I will see you all very soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.